And welcome back to the New York Giants franchise rebuild. Here today, well, we're going to finish off year 3 with the Texans and the Seattle Seahawks. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope you're all having a great day. Please leave a like, comment down below what you thought of today's action, and don't forget to subscribe. As the Giants are now coming off of back-to-back victories, propelling us to now 9-6 here. Currently first place in the division, a win away from winning the division, and I have a little bit more of a pep in my step because of the fact that our offense has played much better. Between passing the football, running the football, just all around, John Sherman has not played badly, and it's refreshing. This is the reason we drafted him second overall. This is the reason why I think most likely we're going to stick with him and not consider fixing or getting a new backup quarterback. But we do have some significant injuries that we're dealing with currently, and the newest one is to our star wide receiver in Malik Nabers. Nabers in practice got injured, as well as our starting center John Michael Schmidt. Now, these are two very important players on our offense that are going to be out for this game versus this very good Texans team. But Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns are also out for the rest of the regular season, and Burns might miss the first postseason game if we get in. So ultimately, we're dealing with some injuries here, some adversity in the late stages of the season. John Sherman has been playing a lot better. Hopefully he continues to do so. As now we play against this 11-4 Houston Texans team, who are very good. I think they're currently the number 2 seed in the conference. No, they're number 3. So these are the 2 third seeds playing off. And this will be the first game. The next game will be the Seahawks. So let's go check out this Texans team and then hop into the action. And here are the Houston Texans, led by Nico Collins, CJ Stroud here, Jesus Christ. Derek Stingley, Will Anderson, Joe Mixon. This is a very good team. Up and down, they have 3 very good running backs, a franchise quarterback, multiple receivers that are good. Still have Stephon Diggs. I believe someone was hurt here. Maybe not. But they're 3 deep at wide receiver. They have Dalton Schultz here, a quality offensive line. This is a tough team. I do expect us to have a tough game ahead of us. One player to note is Keon Edwards here. He was one of my favorite players in this past draft class. Passed on him, and he's been developing nicely as a cover linebacker for this Texans squad. So let's hop into the first game of today's action, and hopefully we can walk away with a victory. And welcome to week 17, as we're highlighting Christian Branford here. 7 interceptions, he has the pick 6. But it's the current third seeds in the Texans and the Giants. The Texans are record-wise much better than us, as well as I would say overall as a team they are. This is a true test for our team as we're trying to get into the postseason, as the Giants are dealing with multiple injuries. Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, just to name a few, and Malik Nabers as well. 4 starters, John Michael Schmitz is also hurt. 4 starters, 2 on offense, 2 on defense. We'll see how our receiving core will handle. Currently, Mike Evans is expected to play much more snaps, so we'll see what he will do. And Simon Oliver is going to be our starting center this week. So let's hop into today's action here. It should be a tough one. Let's go have some fun, guys. And leading out his offense is number 9, John Sherman. Has been playing much significantly better in these past 2 games. 27 touchdowns down to 23 picks. Hopefully those interceptions stay low. But without Malik Nabers, how will this offense fare? I expect more David Montgomery than ever, as Montgomery will be the lone back now. Gets the call, and he picks up a yard. Shotgun now here for Sherman. Montgomery still the back. Gets the call, goes up the middle, breaks a tackle, and he picks up 9. Good hard running there by Montgomery. New York has stayed on the ground game. They might be forced to throw here now on 3rd down and 5. Sherman looks to throw, and he's undercut, intercepted. I think he did not want to throw that at the end, but Wallace here will take it back for 6. Houston will have the early advantage. And damn, we miss Malik Neighbors. Don Sherman just threw a pick six. How will he respond? New York will go play action. Looks to throw. Sherman wants Wandale. Expect a big day from him, but he cannot stay in bounds. It's incomplete. As the Giants are going to be challenging the play. Don't really know how often these things work, but I thought Wandale got 1, 2. Yeah, he made that catch. That's a first down. I think this is a good challenge on my end, and it's overturned. First down, New York. 3rd down and 7 here in New York. We'll have to stay in the passing game. Looks to throw is Sherman. Once underneath here is Wandale. And Wandale Robinson is able to pick up the first down and more. Expect a big day from number 17. Keeping the drive alive. Tracy's now the back. He gets the call here for New York. Cuts it to the sideline. And Tyrone Tracy is able to get the first down and more. 2nd down and 10 here for the Giants. I formation. Montgomery gets the call. Goes up the middle. Breaks a tackle. Still fighting for yards. And he gets 11 more. 2nd down and 11 here. As New York will go to the passing game. Sherman looks end zone. Connects here. Wandale Robinson. And he had 3 key catches in this drive. And he now caps it off with a touchdown. Now we get to see C.J. Stroud, who leads out his Texans offense. He's developed very nicely here for the Texans. He's in his 4th year, 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. And he's an elite quarterback. Big test for our Giants defense and our team as a unit today. As we also don't have Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns. Will have to step up with Jonathan Cooper. Stroud will start in the shotgun here. Joe Mixon is the back. As Mixon is expected to lose some yards. Chapman filling in nicely. 3rd down and 10 here. Stroud in the shotgun. Tank Dell was the motion man. Pressured, throws it, and that ball is incomplete. And a very quick 3 and out here for this Texans team. New York could really wear out this Houston defense pretty quickly. So New York now takes over at their own 30. Then they want a nice possession here. Sherman takes a deep shot. Evans, and he's loose. The veteran, 70 yards. Touchdown, Mike Evans. He's filling in this week, and he has made some very big plays when he's been out there on the field for this Giants offense. I think this is his 3rd touchdown. This one goes for 70. And now C.J. Stroud has some work to do. Down by 7 here. A quick 3 and out on his first drive. Stroud in the shotgun, looks to throw. Pressured, sends it underneath here to Schultz. Dalton Schultz will pick up the first down. First down, Houston. More motion here. That's what they've been doing. Stroud looks to throw. Plenty of time in the pocket, and he will find Nico Collins. We know him for the Texans franchise. And he's a big-time playmaker for this Houston team. Giants put Simmons in on the defensive line as they send Simmons. Looks to throw. Schultz is left alone. Breaking free, tackled at the 21. York just trying to bend but not break here. 3rd down and 10. Stroud looks to throw. Pressured, goes down. Cooper throws him down. Sapp provided the rush. And we're going to be forcing a Houston field goal attempt. Very eventful first quarter here. We have a 14-10 ball game. Houston just put up 3 as New York will get a good run here to start off the 2nd quarter. 3rd down and 4. Who do you turn to? Sherman motions Mike Evans. Looks to throw, and he turns to Theo Johnson, who has been having a breakout campaign. Set of downs here for the Giants. I formation now as New York hands the ball off to Montgomery. Montgomery cuts it to the sideline, and he's able to pick up 15 yards. Empty goes Sherman. Looks to throw. Blitz is sent. Connects here with Wandale for 4. Good pitching catch there by Wandale. As New York will now hand the ball off. As here comes Montgomery, breaking tackles. Fights for the end zone. Touchdown, New York. As we will extend on our lead here in the early half of this ball game. There's now more pressure on CJ Stroud to end this drive with a touchdown. Stroud will start under center, goes play action, looks to throw. And he is forced to dump it off here. And that's a great play there by Evans. 2nd down and 10 here for Stroud. Spreads out this defense, and he will send it off the screen. Here comes Joe Mixon. Denied to the 1st down. It will be a 3rd down and short. 3rd down and 1 here. What's the call here for the Texans? They run the football, as this will be a 1st down by Pierce. 3rd down and 10, and they're going to bring 3 tight ends out on the field. Stroud will look to throw as New York sends a blitz. Doesn't get home, but it's caught here by Schultz anyways. 1st down, Houston. 2nd down and 2 here. Stroud in the shotgun, motioning now. There's Tank Dell. Looks to throw, pressured, sending it here to Collins, and Nico Collins reels it in. New York now, they send a blitz, pressure, Chapman throws him down back at the 21, as now Kayvon Thibodeau is shaken up on the field. Thankfully, Kayvon Thibodeau is okay. He's back out on the field. 3rd down and 21. As Stroud pressured, throws it away. Thibodeau was there. As the Texans are forced to settle for 3 with Fairbairn. But this is not looking good for the Texans, as our offense, they're playing very well. We had that 1 pick 6, but hey, that's okay. If our offense can make it up with 3 straight drives with scoring, let's make it 4. 2nd down and 7 as we enter close to the 2-minute warning. Here's Sherman, looks to throw. Connects here with Mike Evans. And Evans is able to pick up the 1st down and more. Giants here at the 2-minute warning, putting together quality possession. Can they keep it rolling? Sherman looks to throw. Wants Wandale on the sideline, and he got him. 3rd down and 14. Sherman, empty, looks to throw. Not liking much of anything. Still looking. Wants Wandale, and he got him, but Wandale couldn't reel it in. He needed to make that catch. That's definitely a missing point of Malik Neighbors. Giants, though, will pin CJ Stroud back here. Can they get any more points here before the end of the 1st half? Here comes Stroud. Sends it over here. Here comes Nico Collins, and he runs to the 34. 3rd down and 10. Can this Giants defense give the ball back to their offense? Stroud looks to throw. More pressured. Scrambles, throws it away. Sapp has provided a great deal of rush, number 92. As New York is going to go for it here, 4 seconds to go. This is basically a Hail Mary shot for the Giants. Sherman sends it up here for Theo Johnson, and he can't bring it in, as that will send us into halftime here. New York's up 21-13. Kind of surprising here. Texans are a very good team, but their offense has only generated 2 field goals. We'll see if our defense can continue to be dominant, and if our offense can add to their already impressive lead. What do you do if you're the Giants here? 3rd down and 7. Motion now. As Stroud is in the shotgun, New York sends a blitz. It doesn't get home, but it will force a quick throw. It will force a 4th down. This Houston defense trying to get off the field quickly as well. Motioning Theo Johnson. Wants Johnson underneath here. As Theo can't get the 1st down, he'll be 4 yards shy. Making this now a 3rd down and 12. As Stroud will look to throw. Pressured. Rolling, stepping away from it, and he goes down again. This time by Cooper, his 2nd sack. And he's been an excellent 3rd pass rusher. 2 tight end formation here for the Giants. Sherman will look to throw. Pressured, as that ball is thrown to the turf. 4th down here for the Giants. 2nd down and 7 now. Stroud in the shotgun as New York sends a blitz. Parks gets to him. Derek Parks, the 2nd-year free safety, getting to Stroud. New York defense making this a 3rd down and 14. Stroud looks to throw off the blitz. Sacked here by Okereke and company. Giants defense 5th sack of today's action. And that will force another punt here. Making this a 3rd down and 5. Sherman motions out. Is running back, and he goes down. Sacked here. And that's Danielle Hunter ending this possession. That could have been a touchdown there for the Texans. 2nd down and 10 here. Stroud as New York sends a blitz. And that ball is somehow caught here by Nico Collins. 4 wide on 3rd down. Stroud in the shotgun here. This might be the last play here of the 2nd quarter. Stroud sends it over the middle. Caught here. And this is their young, talented receiver who's making a big-time play. Poole. And he gets his team to the 36. 3rd down and 6 here for CJ Stroud. Just trying to not end this drive with another field goal. As Mixon motions out wide, looks to throw it, is Stroud. Sends it here to Mixon, and he somehow hangs on. Fresh set of downs here for the Texans. As here comes the pass. Sends it over the middle to Collins. And Nico Collins making this game by 2 points. Will the Texans go for 2? That's the question. Texans will go for 2 here, trying to tie this game up at 21 apiece. Stroud changing up the play here. Joe Mixon, no, it's play action. Sends it here. Dalton Schultz, and he's in. And we have a tied up ball game here, folks, as we're all tied up here at 21 apiece. New York elects to stay on the ground. Here comes Montgomery for 11 more. Very important 3rd down conversion is needed here for the Giants. Sherman not liking much of anything. Ball's placed on the ground, and it's picked up here by the Texans somehow. Danielle Hunter. Sherman did not like his options. I think he needed to make a quick decision. Hesitated, and the Texans have an opportunity here to take the lead. Will Anderson and company knock it out. Excellent field position here for the Texans. Trying to end this drive here with his touchdown. Stroud in the shotgun as he will look to throw. It's time in the pocket. We'll find Joe Mixon. Breaks a tackle. Spins. And he gets to the 10. This Giants defense, they know how important these next couple plays will be. Motioning the tight end here. 2nd down and goal. Stroud looks to throw. Sends it end zone. Caught here. Stephon Diggs. The veteran receiver will give his Houston offense the lead. Big time miss pass there by Sherman. Sends it this time over the middle. Somehow caught here by John Ware. And that just made it up. Giants was able to keep the possession going. Here comes Montgomery. Cuts it upfield. Penalty is thrown. I think this play's coming back due to a holding call. And it is. Now what do you do? 3rd down and forever here for the Giants. They set up a little screen here. This will most likely not work. He gets 5, and New York is going to rely on their defense. 2nd down and 10. I really would love to see an interception here. Stroud motions Schultz here. Gonna go play action fake. Looks to throw. Wide open is left alone as Nico Collins. Collins breaking free. Breaking tackles. And he will find the end zone here, giving his Texans offense and his team 2-score lead. My God. We just had a major collapse here versus this Texans offense and this Texans defense as well. Giants now need a miracle to happen. They'll start with a little screen here to Wandale. He has some blockers and he picks up 7. Making this a 3rd down and short. New York will motion Theo Johnson. Sherman sends it here to Johnson, reaching out. They're going to rule him shy. Giants must go for it, and they're going to run a play before the 2-minute warning, and that will save them having to use timeouts, but they got to score very quickly. They're the Giants now, 2 minutes to go. Got to be able to get into the end zone. Wants Wandale, got him! And that will pick up a good chunk of yards as the Giants are 40 more yards away here. 3rd down and 10 here for the Giants. Key play. Sherman scrambles. Ball time. Connects here with John Ware. Trying to stay on his feet. New York has to go quick. Who do you turn here if you're the Giants? Sherman takes the snap. Looks to throw. Wants Ware. And that ball is knocked down. It's 4th down. 4th down and 10 here for John Sherman. Looks to throw. Wants Theo Johnson. Got him. But no, he couldn't reel it in. Edwards, the rookie. He knocks it down as the Texans here will be coming off of a massive victory over us. And here in week 17, the New York Giants had a major collapse in this ball game. Our defense, they made some necessary plays, but we allowed a bunch of big ones to Nico Collins, which was tough. But I can't put that much blame on them. I mean, we had a pick six. We had a fumble that started at our own 36. Defense got 5 sacks. This is definitely a game where we very much miss Malik Neighbors. I mean, Neighbors could have made some big plays for us, and that could have helped, especially in the late stages of the game. Sherman, this is not the type of game that I want him to be having. Two turnovers, 1 pick six. Montgomery rushed well, as always. Wandale caught 7 for 94 and a touchdown. But Theo with 2 drops, Mike Evans with a drop, even John Ware. I mean, a total of 5 drops. I mean, that's just tough. Offensive line, Andrew Thomas allowed a sack. Derek Parks got home. We got a lot of sacks, got a lot of pressure, but it just was not enough. And after that loss we now face against the 5-11 Seattle Seahawks. We will be welcoming back Malik Neighbors and John Michael Schmidt, so that's good. And we have yet to clinch the division. Philly won, Dallas won. Now, I really do think that we have won the division. I guess if Philly gets a victory, we did lose to Philly. So unless they have an equal record-wise in terms of division, I think we have this division in the bag. I want to say, don't really know. That's not really my cup of tea, but currently a lot of teams have clinched. I mean, let's see the Eagles' division record. So they're 4-1. So yeah, technically, whoever they play this week, it will probably, well, it has to be the Cowboys. You know, if they get that victory, and if we lose, we could technically be kicked out of the postseason in its entirety because San Francisco has a victory over us, and the current, I mean, Philly would win the division, though we would either drop from 3 to 7. I think that's the most likely case, unless, yeah, I think we are guaranteed, though, a playoff picture. So let's turn here to our attention now to the Seattle Seahawks. 5-11, not the best. So let's go check them out and then hop into the action. And here are the Seattle Seahawks. JSN, he's out today, but he's their best player with Kenneth Walker. Jordan Quincy, second-year quarterback. Another second-year quarterback we're going to be playing against this year. Jordan, I thought could have been a solid pro. Sherman just looked better. Still have Minshew. They have a rookie back here in Downings. I really liked him. Without JSN, they're going to turn to DK Metcalf, Alani Mitchell, Cordell Johnson here. This is where he signed, the undrafted speedster with 98 speed, 98 agility, 99 agility. Acceleration is 98. But they got playmakers here. Daniel Bellinger's on this roster. I forgot about that. And I think they have a lot of ex-Giants on defense. Yeah, they have Leonard Williams still. Trying to think of who else. I think someone in the secondary. Oh, they still have Adoree Jackson, who we traded them to. And they still have Jordan Love. So they have a significant amount of ex-Giants. So let's go have some fun here. Last game of year 3 will start now. As we're entering into the last week of the regular season here in year 3, it will be the New York Giants versus the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks did not have a campaign that they really wanted. They're one of the worst teams in the NFL. I think they're gonna have a top 10 draft pick. 5-11 season for them. So they're not playing for much. Maybe for just a higher draft pick. For the Giants, 9-8, currently the 3rd seed within the division and in the conference. We have yet to clinch a playoff berth. but I assume if we, I think that we're most likely in, but it would be nicer just to get a win here today. So second game of today's action here, it will be the Giants versus the Seahawks. Theo Johnson suffered an injury, so we lost him. Malik Neighbors is back, so maybe we'll get Malik to 1,000 yards. He needs about 92 more yards. And here comes second-year quarterback John Sherman leading out his offense. Been playing a little bit better, but we're just coming off of a major collapse. Sherman had a fumble and an interception in last game. 29 touchdowns, 24 interceptions. Let's see what he can do this week. I don't know how long I'm going to be playing all of the starters. I want to make sure that we have a legitimate chance to get into the postseason. So if we're up big, maybe I will take some guys out early, as here's a pickup of 9 here for Montgomery. You're going to see a lot more Josh Oliver today, as here comes Singletary, cuts up field, and he picks up 2. Definitely missed Malik Neighbors in the last game, as this pass here for Sherman, as he steps up at the pocket, finds his fullback, but I think he was across the line of scrimmage, and he was, and that is a penalty. That makes this now a 3rd down and 14, as New York will just settle with a little screen here, as Tracy will make this a 4th down and 4, we'll punt. And here comes second-year quarterback Quincy. I think Jordan Quincy is his name. Second year, same draft class as John Sherman, 32 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. He has not been the issue here for Seattle. So here's the second year man. He was actually my second favorite quarterback in last year's draft class. Or 2 years ago, but we'll see how we'll play against him. They have a great duo at running back, as this is gain of nothing though. Also a little bit of a revenge week for number 82, Daniel Bellinger, as he becomes a starting tight end here in Seattle, as Kenneth Walker will pick up 5 more. Giants defense last game collapsed, and we don't still have Burns and Dexter Lawrence. As this pass over the middle is caught here, fresh set of downs here for Mitchell. Fresh set of downs here for the Seahawks. As also this week, we're trying to play for our best record so far this series. Maybe we can do it. If we can get this victory, we go to 10-7. We would definitely win the division there. And we would have our best record. So it's slowly improving, maybe, as our defense is not allowing Walker to go anywhere. Forcing Quincy to throw here. 3rd down and 7. New York defense trying to get off the field. Kenneth Walker is the motion man. Looks to throw. Plenty of time. Sends it over the middle. And caught here by the undrafted playmaker in Jordan here. 2nd down and 7 here. Seattle is entering into New York territory. Here comes Walker again. Trying to break the tackle, and he does of McFadden. We don't see that a lot. McFadden has been one of the best tacklers in the league. Blitz is sent here by New York. Walker breaks a tackle, and he's able to get the 1st down. Very nice possession being put together here by the Seahawks. As here comes again, Jordan looks to throw, finds Daniel Bellinger, the ex-tight end, or the ex-Giant, will pick up a good 15 yards. Fresh set of downs here for Seattle. As now Jordan looks for back to Bellinger, and he caught it, this time for a touchdown. The ex-Giant scores against his old team, and he's having a career season, career best. Maybe Seattle will keep him as their starter. Giants now start at their own 34, trying to put together a good drive here. They'll start with the pass here to Neighbors, and Malik Neighbors reels it down. Happy to have him back out there. See now here for Sherman, staying in the aerial attack. This time wants Wandale. Wandale breaks the tackle, and he gets almost 10. Couple quick completions here for John Sherman. Now he's going to throw out Montgomery out wide, as he will look to throw. As that ball is knocked down, penalty is thrown. What's the call here? And it's pass interference on Seattle. And that's an automatic 1st down here for the Giants. Now the Giants turn to the shotgun to receiver set. Here comes David Montgomery following some blocks, breaks a tackle, and he gets a big time 1st down and more inside the 15. Sherman in the shotgun here, takes the snap, looks to throw. He wants end zone for Neighbors. And Malik Neighbors can't reel it in. Tough place to be, 3rd down and 6. Can get the first down if you're the Giants. As looks to throw is Sherman, and he cannot hit Josh Oliver. He got blasted. That's 4th down for New York. After 1 here in Week 18, Seattle's up 7-3. Jordan Quincy's second-year man will hand the ball off here. This time McFadden with a good tackle. Seattle trying to get another first down here. 3 receiver set here. Little pitch now as Kenneth Walker able to break free. He's running well against our front. 2nd down and 11 here. Quincy looks to throw, stepping away. Now he will look to run. He does have a bit of scrambling ability, and he picks up 6. 3rd down and 5 now. Giants defense opportunity here. Quincy looks to throw, sends it underneath here. Mitchell again reels it down even after being hit. Set it down here after the conversion. Motioning out the receiver as this is a little screen now the other way. As this is a good play here by Walker. But another good drive being put together here by second-year man Jordan Quincy. As they're going to go play action here for Seattle. Dump off here to Walker, breaking free. Puts his head down for the first down and more. 3rd down and 10 here. Quincy looks to throw. Plenty of time in the pocket. Sends it underneath here, and that ball is just dropped here by Jordan. Once he gets the ball in his hands, he can make a big play, but he can drop the football from time to time. Sherman will start off at his own 34. Was able to get a field goal in the last drive. Sherman will turn to an empty look here on 1st down. Looks to throw. John Sherman wants Neighbors, and Malik can't reel it in as Sherman got hit. 3rd down and 5 here for John Sherman. Takes the snap, he looks to throw. Wants Wandale, got him in stride. Wandale down the sideline, shoved out of bounds here at the 31. Great play there by Wandale Robinson. Empty here for Sherman as he will look to throw. As quickly he wanted Tracy, but the ball is undercut here. Picked off here, back the other way. This will be a pick 6 again. Sherman, I think this is his 4th or 5th this season. As Diablo is able to get the INT for 6. That's their best linebacker. So New York now has a lot of work to do. You're down by 2 scores. You gotta cap this drive off with a touchdown. Here comes Tracy to start off. He picks up 11. Wandale Robinson just went back into the locker room now. Now New York they're down one of their better receivers. Here comes Montgomery for 5. 2nd down and 5 here for Sherman. So he will look to throw, not liking much of anything. Connects here with Irv Smith. This is our 3rd tight end. He picks up the first down. As we've hit the 2-minute warning here, New York driving. Handed the ball off here to Tyrone Tracy. Tracy pinballing his way here to the 34. Shotgun look here as John Sherman will go empty now. Looks to throw. Once here, Josh Oliver. And Oliver steps up for our first down. Nice pitch and catch there. Less than a minute to go, New York. Now we'll look to throw as Sherman sends it over to the middle. Mike Evans reels it in here at the 11. It looks like the Giants are guaranteeing that this will be the last possession here of the first half. Sherman sets up a screen here. Here comes Malik Neighbors. And Malik will be denied of the end zone. It will be a 3rd down and short. Timeout New York. And they still have 2 remaining. Tracy is the back here. 3rd down and 1. 11 ticks to go. You got 2 timeouts. New York will hand the ball off. Tyrone Tracy hurdles a defender and he will get in. New York has made this into a ball game yet again. Good rushing touchdown by Tyrone Tracy. As we're going to head into halftime here in Week 18, down 17-10. And I have not been able to really I haven't paid too much attention to the scoreboards down below. But we'll see. Again, if we get a victory, we're definitely in. But I think if we lose, we potentially might need some help. I don't think this game really matters to us, but regardless, here in the second half, we can't have another turnover. Defense needs to continue playing well, and hopefully we can come out on top. Seattle will start with the football here at the beginning of the second half, up by 7. as Kenneth Walker is met by Leonard Sapp, who has played very well here in these last few games without Dexter Lawrence. The TFL to start this drive here for the Giants. Staying under center is Quincy, and the ball off. This time Walker is able to find a lane, breaking free, and he gets 10. Daniel Bellinger got injured on the last play for Seattle. Here comes Quincy, sends it underneath here. Here's their backup tight end, who's able to get the conversion. Two backs in the backfield here. The rookie Downings, number 24. The ball will go to Downings here as the rookie is able to make a good play, makes a move. He has excellent speed. Second down and 8 here. Quincy takes the snap, play action, looks to throw. Filling the rush, and he's brought down Cooper as he gets another sack here. He's our third edge rusher, and he's been making excellent plays all year. This will now make it a third down and 15. Quincy has a lot of work to do. 5-man rush here by the Giants, and it does not get home, but the coverage was good. Maybe Seattle will punt. But the Seahawks will be sending out their kicker. It's about a 52-yard attempt. This is Bates now. Kick will be up, end over end here in the rain, and it is good. Back up by 2 scores. How will the Giants play without Wan'Dale Robinson? As New York will start here at their own 38, trying to get another touchdown, as Tracy will only get 2. Second down and 8 now. Sherman will look to throw, not liking much of anything, and he connects here. This is Malik Neighbors here at the 48. Very nice pitch and catch there for the Giants. Sherman looks to throw quickly, this time for Neighbors. 7 more. Neighbors is getting more involved here as Tracy again, he gets the call now, he gets the first down. David Montgomery checks into the ball game. New York's entering into Seattle territory. Montgomery goes up the gut for 7. Shotgun look here for Sherman. Second down, looks to throw. Connects here with Tyrone Tracy, and Tracy will get the first down through the air. First down and goal here. Sherman takes the snap, looks to throw. Connects here. Malik Neighbors stays on his feet, dives into the end zone. Touchdown, New York. Malik Neighbors. And we have not really seen him be the dominant receiver. A lot of teams have double teamed him. It's been a tough year for our passing game, but good pitch and catch there. Great play there by Neighbors. Quincy will go empty here. Looks to throw. Pressured, got hit. Chapman throwing him down at the 22. Elijah Chapman, what a play. That makes this now a third down and 16. New York defense, what do you have in store? Giants send a blitz, and Kayvon Thibodeau will get home. Sacked back at the 15. As New York will be forcing a very quick 3 and out. Giants take over here and an empty look. Sherman looks to throw, sends it over the middle. Malik Neighbors spins, and he gets past midfield, tackled at the 45. Entering into Seattle territory quickly now are the Giants. Sherman looks to throw, connects here with John Ware. Second down and 3. Montgomery checks in as David breaks a tackle, breaks another one, breaks a third to get 3 and a first down. Shotgun look here for Sherman. Last play most likely of the third quarter. Looks to throw. Steps up. Connects here with John Ware. Third down and 2 here. New York will go under center. Play action. Sherman sets his feet. Wants Neighbors, and he connects here. Goal to go action here for the Giants. First down and goal here from the 9. Tracy checks into the ball game. As Tracy gets the call, goes up the middle. Touchdown, New York. Tyrone Tracy's second rushing touchdown to today's action. And he's put together a very quality campaign here for this Giants rushing unit. As I missed the extra point, this ball game is now by 3 instead of 4. Quincy will start at his own 25. As he's going to go play action, looks to throw. Sending it to the rookie back, Downings. Puts his head down for 8. As this Giants defense needs to keep them from the end zone. Here comes more play action. Quincy sends it underneath now. And here comes DK Metcalf. First time calling his number today. Second down and 10 now. Under center. As this ball will be a Walker carry. And he's going to get close to the first down. And they're going to give it to him. Empty look here for Seattle. Quincy, though, changing up the play here. As he'll put Walker back in the backfield. Sets up a little screen here, and that play is blown up. Thibodeau. 3rd down and 12. Empty look here for Quincy. Needing this conversion. Looks to throw. Plenty of time. Time starts to run out. He has to settle, as our defense will allow a 1st down here by the backup tight end. 2nd down and 10 here. Downing stays in. He gets the call this time, and he will pick up 5. Giants defense trying to force Seattle to settle for 3 and to tie up this game, as there is movement up front, and I think that's on New York, and it is, and that will be a 1st down here for Seattle. Never mind, it's actually a 3rd down and inches now. Quincy takes the snap. Here comes Walker. Tries to cut it outside. Able to do so. Kenneth Walker. He will not get into the end zone, but it's goal to go now here for the Seahawks. The key here for this Giants defense is just not allow a touchdown. And that ball is going to fall incomplete. The pressure almost got home, but it throws off the pass. It's 4th down and goal here from the 1. What do you do if you're Seattle? And it looks like they're going to settle here for the tie. I guess I agree with it. You know, you kind of want to tie up this game here, but I don't know. I think going for it also makes some type of sense. Even if you don't get it, they're backed up, and you might get the ball back pretty quickly. Sherman will start in an empty look, as he will look to throw. Wanting a shot here. John Ware, he broke free, and this will give New York the lead again. John Ware, 2nd-year wide receiver, just broke off I think a 68-yard touchdown, and New York is able to get the big play here to give them back the lead. Giants defense trying to make this a 4th down. Looks to throw. Jordan. Time. Now time runs out. Looks to run it himself. Be able to get the 1st down, and he does. 2 minutes to go here in the last game of the regular season here in year 3. Quincy looks to throw. Send it in here. DK Metcalf left alone, and he's gone. Touchdown, Seattle. We're re-tied up here with a little less than 2 minutes to go now. And Seattle, a 5-11 team, are playing very well, it feels like. 1:48, New York. And we have a tied up ball game here, as the Giants are trying to break up this tie, as this will be a good catch here by Malik Neighbors. 3rd down and inches. What's the call here for the Giants? They look to throw. They want Malik, and they got him. 1st down, New York. Fresh set of downs, 1:12. Giants trying to break up this tie. Wants Malik Neighbors again, breaking tackles, staying on his feet. Neighbors turning on the Jets, and he's tackled at the 26. Malik Neighbors and John Sherman are doing well right now as a duo. 3 wide here, as New York will just look to run it now with Montgomery, and David Montgomery will get the 1st down. Seattle will start using timeouts. 60 seconds here, as New York continues to just slowly move this football, and methodically Tracy gets 9. 1 timeout in Seattle's back pocket. Time continues to click, and Seattle will be down here by 7. Touchdown, Tyrone Tracy. 52 seconds, 1 timeout in their back pocket. And I'm not a huge fan of that, but Tracy just scored for the 3rd time today. We all know Seattle must throw here. You're down by 7, 1 timeout remaining. Quincy will find his tight end, who goes up the field. I think he got out of bounds too. 40 seconds and counting here. Seattle will look to throw. Pressured. Sends it here. Intercepted. Christian Brantford back the other way. Wow. Number 8 on the season. And Brantford should be sending us to the postseason, as New York should be getting today's victory. And here in week 18, the last game of this regular season here in year 3, New York will be getting the victory, beating the Seahawks 37-30. Closer game than I really wanted, but I think it just kind of proves how good Jordan Quincy is. He's definitely someone we should keep an eye out for. Seattle kept this game close. And Kenneth Walker made a lot of good plays, but our defense, they stepped up when they needed to. They got pressures, they got sacks, and offensively, it took us a little bit of time, but I think we felt our stride, and then we just kept finding the end zone. It worked out greatly for us. John Sherman today, he did throw a pick six, which I'm not too pleased with, but still 300 yards passing, 2 scores, not too bad. In terms of running, Montgomery carried for 62 yards, 58 goes to Tracy with 3 scores. Both these guys had excellent campaigns. We will be looking at stats, guys, at the end of today's action. Malik Neighbors, 11 catches, a $135 and a score. He hits over 1,000 yards. John Ware had a big play for us. And we have to check the injury report now on Wan'Dale Robinson. No sacks allowed. And defensively, Thibodeau, Chapman, and Cooper each got there. And Christian Bramford, our free agent acquisition, just picked up his 8th INT of this campaign. As we have just now lost Wan'Dale Robinson, I believe now for the rest of the season. Because we have the wild card, division, championship, Super Bowl, that's 4 weeks there. Yeah, I think Wan'Dale's out. So Wan'Dale Robinson, he will end his season being placed on injured reserve. I will have to find another receiver to come in here for this playoff stretch. Wan'Dale ends his season with 58 catches, 807 yards, and 7 scores. Comparatively, he's, he had a okay year 1 with us, then a fantastic year 2, got his extension, and I think our passing game definitely regressed from a year ago. But I think Wan'Dale was able to make bigger plays that, average receiving average per reception, has gone up each and every year. Scores, I would say, was pretty solid. Yards, running yards after catch, that's gone up as well every year. So I think Wan'Dale has improved. It's just the passing game regressed definitely. But without Wan'Dale, we're going to have to find another receiver. So let's sim here to the next week. Who will we be playing in the playoffs? Because we won the division. I don't think that the Eagles had any sort of chance to. But we won the division. We're NFC East champs, and we'll be playing against the Detroit Lions as we clinched a playoff berth, going 10-7. Every single year, we have at least improved some type of way in terms of our record as well. And Dallas, they got in with a 9-8 record. They're the 7th seed. We'll be playing against the 6th seed here. Let's take a quick look at the playoff picture. So here in the NFC, Green Bay was the best team. We see the LA Rams got in. They're the number 2 seed. We played them in week 1. They're going to play Dallas. And then we have the Falcons and the Bears. Flipping on the other side, you got the Bills, the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Texans, Jags, Browns, and the Broncos here. Brock Purdy and his Broncos are doing well. As we've seen now, I guess, the Browns got in. Wow. Why do I feel like the Browns aren't good? Regardless, we made it in. We're the 3rd seed. Let's go see if there's a receiver out there that I want to bring in. So maybe we'll have a replacement for this wild card action. So, I mean, when you're looking at receivers, you kind of have to ask yourself, what is this offense going to be missing without Wan'Dale? And that's hands, really. So Tyler Lockett, overall wise, is the best receiver. But if we look at ratings, we see that these 2 young receivers, Burton and Luke McCaffrey, have some of the better hands. I would give maybe a bit of an edge here to Luke McCaffrey. Let's check out McCaffrey's ratings here. He's 26 years old. We could bring him in. Yeah, let's bring in Luke McCaffrey. He's young. Probably won't have a major role, but he'll come onto this team. I was considering Lockett, but I don't think we should bring him in. But we'll bring in Luke McCaffrey for the playoff picture, or the playoffs. Let's go check out this year's stats. as John Sherman threw 31 touchdowns to 25 interceptions. And he regressed. Let's be frank here. John Sherman regressed. I know he just earned 2 upgrade points, and it looks like most of that came from throwing 30 touchdowns this season. I don't know really what happened with John this year. The turnovers were up, touchdowns were down, yards were down. It just could never really figure things out, I guess, this season. You know, he loses 6 touchdowns, throws 7 more interceptions. He was sacked a couple times less, but he's less than 400 yards. Passing wise, we did throw the ball less, but he had a much lower completion percentage, yards per attempt, and yards per game. I mean, everything is down. Sherman has regressed, but I think the team we have around him is a lot better. With Montgomery popping off for 1,200 yards, 18 scores, that really helps out. And then Tracy also adds 800 yards on the ground and 9 scores. We had an excellent duo here at running back, over 2,000 yards rushing between just the 2 of these guys alone. And 27 touchdowns between the 2 of them. It's a fantastic duo here at running back here for New York, and that is our bread and butter. In terms of passing, Malik Neighbors hit 1,000 yards, 70 catches, 5 scores. I will say that due to the passing game and due to Sherman, the passing game was a lot less, and I think Neighbors felt it probably the most. You know, he put up 2 back-to-back years with multiple double-digit scores, and now he drops all the way down to 5. Yards after catches way down. You know, average run after catch is down. Even the big play was down for Neighbors. I do think he also had a down season on his end as well a little bit. I wish it kept the drops, but I felt like Malik Neighbors did drop the ball a lot, and it's not something I really liked, but he is definitely our difference maker on this team. Theo Johnson had a breakout campaign, 72 catches, 908 yards, and 10 scores. Only receiver with 10-plus touchdowns. But Theo Johnson, he made the necessary plays when we needed him to. I'm definitely wish I could have got him to 1,000 yards, but breakout year for him. Wandale, 8 and 7. Mike Evans, John Ware here were really the number 3 receiver for most of the season. Evans caught 26 balls and 400 yards and 3 scores. Ware caught 24, 350 yards and 4 scores. Who really had a better season? I don't know, and I don't really care. Between the 2 of them, they hit 50 catches, 700 yards, and 7 scores for a number 3 receiver. That's very good. I do kind of wish I saw more from John Ware this past season. He was a rookie a year ago, and I feel like his rookie season was a lot better, even though he had more catches this year and another score. It just felt like John Ware a year ago made a lot bigger plays, and I don't really know what his future potentially can in store. Tracy had 1,000 yards through scrimmage, as Montgomery only added 19 on the ground or through the air. In terms of the offensive line, our centers, they kind of split this season. Oliver had to start a couple games, but neither one of them allowed a sack. And our 2 guards struggled. Evan Neal has been playing there for most of his career with us, but our guard situation allowed a lot of sacks. Andrew Thomas allowed 5. Taylor Moton, the big free agent acquisition, he had an excellent season for us, and we're 3 for 3 with at least our free agent acquisitions. And let's be honest here, we made it 4 for 4. When you look at Christian Branford, who had 71 tackles and 8 interceptions with 4 pass breakups. Our free agent class between Taylor Moton and Christian Branford and David Montgomery really added a lot of value to this team, which definitely bumped us up a victory. Christian Branford had a career high in interceptions with 8. Fantastic year for him. In terms of tackling, Michael McFadden led us the way, 165 tackles, 25 TFLs with 3 sacks. McFadden plays excellent for us. Happy to see that. We had 2 others in Okereke and Parks with 100 tackles. And Tyler Newbin almost hit 100. Couple corners here. Let's look at TFLs here. Kayvon Thibodeau leads us the way here. He had a breakout campaign, got a big contract extension. McFadden was behind him. Dexter Lawrence, who dealt with a couple injuries. And I think he kind of had an average season in my opinion. Brian Burns was still very dominant. And in terms of sacks, our edge was huge. Kayvon Thibodeau leads us the way with 13, 9.5 here for Burns, 9 here for Cooper. So, Cooper, who's played, less snaps than the other 2. I mean, he almost played, actually, these guys are very close to one another. But Jonathan Cooper was an excellent trade for us, and he added a lot of value to this defense. Chapman here and Dexter Lawrence. Well, Chapman has 5. Dexter and Simmons each had 4. I think Simmons had a much better bounce back season. Leonard Snap here has a very good year 2 campaign. Happy to see that. I think between him and Parks, they both have improved. They didn't have a sophomore slump, unlike John Sherman. But Leonard Snap here, excellent season for us, as he was a rotational edge rusher, or defensive tackle, excuse me. In terms of interceptions, it was Christian Branford, and then we had a couple guys pick up 1. Drew Phillips was one of them. Deontay Banks got 2. But Demetrius Evans, the rookie, and another great season, fantastic year here for Demetrius Evans. Started in the slot, and now in the last handful of weeks in this past campaign, he played on the outside. I think Demetrius Evans, in my opinion, is just a defensive back. You can kind of put him anywhere and everywhere. He will be a good strong safety, free safety, corner, slot corner, right, left, outside. I think we have a very, very good building block here for our secondary. So that's the stats. I talked a little bit more about the team for you guys here, but next time we'll be playing at home in Giants Stadium, or in MetLife, versus the Detroit Lions in the wild card action. So if you guys are excited for playoffs, let me know down below. That will be next time. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.